felt like a kind of closing of the circle for me. It looks like he's in a good struggle. He's in the right kind of trouble.
Garfield, I'm a big fan, and I was nervous when I came here.
I mean, there are a lot of times where you're friends. We were friends from before that. Early on, there were people going, what are you doing? But then when I look at it now, there was no real chance that, I didn't get the full response. People were joking about it. That's what I realized.
The modern entertainment industry is often portrayed as a world of spontaneous creativity, where fame comes from natural talent, hard work, and a few lucky breaks. But for anyone paying close attention, the reality can be far more calculated. Few celebrities have navigated this environment as strategically as Ryan Reynolds. He has transformed his public persona into one of the most recognizable and commercially effective celebrity brands in Hollywood. To the average fan, Reynolds is the charming, self-deprecating star of Deadpool, the funny guy who seems to casually dominate social media. But behind that carefully crafted image is a much more sophisticated strategy. His approach treats celebrity status not simply as a reward, but as a valuable asset that can be leveraged, protected, and expanded. This strategy isn't just about making movies. It's about shaping how audiences perceive him and maintaining control over his public narrative. In today's digital world, a celebrity is no longer simply an actor. They are a brand, and the most successful brands are often the ones that understand how to manage their image in an environment where every move can be analyzed and shared instantly. Ryan Reynolds has developed a highly recognizable model of collaborative public relations that has helped keep him constantly visible, commercially relevant, and frequently at the center of public attention. One of the most memorable examples came at the 2017 Golden Globe Awards. While the audience was focused on the night's nominees and winners, Reynolds and Andrew Garfield shared a spontaneous-looking moment that quickly became one of the most talked-about images of the ceremony. The kiss between Reynolds and Garfield happened as Ryan Gosling was accepting his award, creating an unexpected viral moment that quickly spread across social media and entertainment news. Whether it was carefully planned or simply an impulsive joke, the result was the same. Reynolds once again found himself at the center of the conversation.
They did not kiss each other.
They kissed each other.
They did?
As you were walking up on the stage, they kissed each other.
I'm happy for them. I really am.
It's one of those moments you just can't explain.
It was a masterclass in redirecting the public conversation. In almost any other industry, such a moment might have been seen as an unexpected distraction, but in Hollywood's attention-driven economy, it functioned more like a calculated move. It demonstrated a simple rule. In a room filled with A-list celebrities, the person who creates the most unexpected and memorable moment often becomes the one everyone remembers. And this wasn't an isolated event. It became a kind of proof of concept. From there, the Reynolds playbook evolved into a more sophisticated strategy, increasingly using highly visible friendships and celebrity relationships as important parts of his public image. A perfect example is his long-running, heavily publicized feud with Hugh Jackman. What began as a professional relationship on a movie set gradually developed into a years-long entertainment campaign. To fans, the rivalry appears harmless and entertaining, a playful exchange between two famous actors who simply enjoy making fun of each other. But from a branding perspective, the relationship serves another purpose. By connecting his public identity to Jackman, a celebrity known for his widely admired reputation, Reynolds strengthens his own image through association. Whenever controversy or negative attention begins to surround him, the conversation can quickly shift toward another Wolverine joke, another prank, or another exchange between the two stars, effectively resetting the public conversation. The real power of the strategy comes from its psychological effect. Reynolds has cultivated the image of a celebrity who is willing to joke about anything, understands the absurdity of fame, and never appears to take himself too seriously. That persona can become a powerful shield. When audiences believe they are witnessing an authentic friendship rather than a carefully maintained public dynamic, they may be less inclined to examine the business strategy operating behind the scenes. It creates a kind of fortress built around charm and humor, where criticism can become easier to dismiss, because anyone questioning the celebrity's professional decisions risks being portrayed as someone who simply doesn't understand the joke. But even the most carefully managed public image can eventually encounter resistance. Hollywood is a small and highly interconnected industry where professional relationships and alliances are constantly evolving, and the reported deterioration of Reynolds' relationship with fellow actor Jake Gyllenhaal offers an example of what can happen when a carefully maintained narrative begins to show cracks.
Going feud with Ryan. Who? You know that guy. Any words for Ryan, seeing as the next time we talk to him, he will be seeing that.
I have nothing to say to him.
Following their work together on the sci-fi film Life, Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal appeared to have developed a remarkably close friendship. They were reportedly living in the same building, regularly praising each other during public appearances, and had become known as one of Hollywood's more visible celebrity friendships. But over time, reports suggested that the relationship had changed, raising questions about what may have happened behind the scenes. When Gyllenhaal was later asked about his former co-star, his response reportedly lacked the usual warmth and carefully worded enthusiasm that often defines Hollywood interviews. Instead, he gave a brief and seemingly definitive answer, suggesting that he had nothing to say about Reynolds. To those who closely follow the entertainment industry, the moment could be interpreted as more than just an awkward response. It appeared to signal a refusal to participate in the kind of public friendship narrative that had once surrounded them. Soon afterward, social media changes and reports of unfollowing added another layer to the speculation, leading some observers to wonder whether Reynolds' inner circle had undergone a significant shift.
My body language say anything about the line of questioning that
It sounds like you're shut
about to
off.
occur.
You lost him, but you have me. Look
He's
at
so
this.
open, he's hydrating and
Check
ready to
this
go.
out. Jake
So-
Jackson, Rai.
End of the film, I
Your
was
name
like,
sucks.
This wasn't simply the end of a friendship. It can also be viewed as an example of how quickly professional dynamics can change when one person chooses not to participate in an established public narrative. Away from the cameras, that same assertiveness has often been associated with the way Reynolds approaches film production. In an industry where producers are typically expected to balance the interests of studios, directors, writers, and actors, Reynolds has developed a reputation for taking a highly involved role in his projects. Movies such as Red Notice and Free Guy are often discussed in this context, particularly when it comes to the level of creative influence surrounding his performances and productions. Critics have argued that this approach goes beyond simply trying to improve a movie and instead focuses on maintaining a consistent Reynolds-centered brand identity. From script adjustments and comedic timing to the overall tone of a project and its promotional strategy, his influence can extend across multiple stages of production. Combined with his enormous social media following and marketing reach, that level of involvement allows Reynolds to help shape not only how a film is made, but also how audiences ultimately experience and remember it.
I always said that working with Robert was like, he is an extraordinary actor, always has been. When you talk about somebody, when you watch them work where you're just in awe, he's one of those.
This approach could be described as a corporate raider mentality applied to the creative arts. Reynolds enters a production and, rather than simply contributing as an actor, seeks to shape the creative narrative around his broader objectives. Whether that involves referencing a former co-star, adjusting the comedic tone, or turning a production decision into a viral marketing opportunity, the strategy is centered on maintaining a recognizable brand identity. In theory, this can reduce the risk of creative inconsistency because every major element remains aligned with the same public persona. But it can also create tension when other creative voices have different priorities. The larger objective, critics might argue, is not always about serving the story alone, but about strengthening the broader Reynolds brand and ensuring that each project contributes something to the larger business ecosystem surrounding him. In today's digital landscape, that level of commercial precision can be extremely powerful. The Reynolds and Lively household has often been portrayed as operating with the sophistication of a professional marketing operation rather than a traditional celebrity family. Their public image strategy relies heavily on timing, social media, celebrity relationships, interviews, and carefully managed appearances. Whenever controversy or intense online scrutiny emerges, the public narrative can quickly shift toward a different conversation through new posts, promotional appearances, or support from other recognizable celebrities. The effectiveness of such a system depends on maintaining a consistent image, particularly the perception of Reynolds as the endlessly charming, self-aware celebrity who never takes himself too seriously. But as audiences become increasingly skeptical of celebrity marketing, even the most carefully constructed public image can begin to face challenges. More people are questioning the timing of certain announcements, celebrity collaborations, promotional campaigns, and supposedly spontaneous social media moments. The public is becoming increasingly skilled at distinguishing genuine personality from carefully produced marketing. The Ryan Reynolds effect may represent one of the most successful celebrity brand strategies of the modern era, but it also serves as a reminder of how powerful image management has become. In today's entertainment industry, the most convincing performance may not always happen in front of a camera. Sometimes, the most important performance takes place behind the scenes, inside the PR strategy that determines what the audience sees, what they discuss, and ultimately what they believe. They are not simply consumers anymore. They become active participants in the brand itself, helping distribute the content, amplify the message, and even defend the narrative surrounding it. That is the ultimate objective of any highly effective marketing strategy, creating a product so engaging that the audience begins promoting and protecting it on its own. It becomes a closed loop, a self-sustaining cycle of content and attention that keeps people constantly engaged without giving them much reason to stop and question what might exist behind the curtain. Looking toward the future, it is clear that the definition of celebrity has changed permanently. Audiences no longer expect their favorite stars to remain distant or mysterious. Instead, they expect celebrities to be constantly present, accessible, and active across their digital lives. Ryan Reynolds was among the stars who recognized this transformation early and pushed the model to an extraordinary level. He built a strategy designed to keep his name relevant across movies, advertising, social media, and business ventures, demonstrating how powerful a carefully constructed brand can become when combined with traditional talent. But one question remains: how long can such a high-speed machine continue operating before the pressure begins to create problems of its own? Whether cracks are actually beginning to appear or the brand remains as strong as ever, one thing is undeniable: the playbook has already been written. For now, it stands as a powerful example of how a celebrity can build an enormous commercial empire in the digital age. At its core, this may be one of the defining characteristics of the modern Hollywood system, a world where the boundary between the person and the product has become increasingly blurred. The audience is left wondering where the carefully constructed public persona ends and the real individual begins. And perhaps the most fascinating question of all is whether the public was ever truly meant to know the real Ryan Reynolds in the first place.